I got another sleep token for you. Hey everybody, welcome to the Ultimate YouTube channel. It's your girl, Rosalie. This is so freaking powerful. Guess what time it is? Let's keep this short and simple, but I had to come on here. So often we're stuck in our own little world, but it's all so much bigger than we realize. Hello, beautiful people. I am excited to bring you brand new content diving into the world of music, psychology, and philosophy. Before we dive in, this is what you need to get yourself. Get yourself some of this. The most beautiful vinyl. I don't want to give too much away. You guys got to get your own, get the whole package. It is like Christmas opening this up. Collector's cards, stickers, the CD. She's an amazing artist, the Germanic queen and goddess of the hurdy-gurdy. And even just when the first track came on, I felt like I was catapulted into my childhood, into my love for world music. And it takes us on this journey into the Tavern. Tavern is the name of her latest album. Go check it out. Get yourself some patty-gurdy up in here. And let's dive in. I see all these reactions popping up and I'm wondering, do I have anything else to offer when it comes to what people want and are looking for in a reaction? Are you simply here because you want to see if I'm going to get as hype and excited as you might have been? Were you disappointed? Are you loving where Sleep Token is going? The last one I reviewed blew my mind. I loved the direction, the innovation, the creativity that I was seeing. What is Caramel going to do? How does Sleep Token not have 1 million subscribers yet? Hello? All right. Weird. Wild. Let's watch. Let's listen. Oh, one thing. I'm going to rewind. Didn't you guys say that they wrote Caramel for the mean fans, the ugly fans? Something like that? And help me understand one thing. What do they mean when they say things like worship? Click to worship. And you guys often talk about that, worship. Makes me think of a winding up chime. Almost off key a couple of times. This anticipation is building. What's gonna happen?
Count me out like sirens, payback for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine. I'm not gonna be there, tripping on the grapevine. They can sing the words while I cry into the baseline. Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. I swear it's getting harder. Oh.
Ooh, this beat is smooth. You're blowing my mind, guys. My mind is blowing. It's all over the place.
This stage is a prison, a beautiful I'll take what I'm given, the deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't.
This is... My mind is all over the place. I love the red thread that is pulling thematically from the branding perspective when I watched Emergence to now Caramel. The elements of the flower, that night-like feel, the sichel, y'all told me what it is in English. I can't remember the name. I could only think of the German one. The banners. Now we went from in Emergence, that imagery of being outside of the court, it felt to me like we're trying to get into the castle, right? That sword, that banner, the beautiful flower bed, the butterflies, that banner, almost like feeling like it was in the way to get to the castle, right? Up in flames. To now here we are in the halls, if you will. And again, that imagery of the flowers everywhere, the banners, the flag burning up in flames again. I just love that red thread here. The colors, it's majestic. It's royal. It's majestic. It pulls you in, and it is this beautiful duality of the warrior and of badassery and beauty, of the elegant, the delicate, the feminine, mixed with flames and swords and banners, and just duality of the various energies, if you will. I feel so excited and seen that there is a song that could take us from the Latin influences and the Spanish and the rhythmic elements that I love and I'm big about, to going hardcore into the metal. Being able to have a song that breaks any boxes of genres is freaking incredible. I mean, Sleep Token is just breaking boxes and stereotypes left and right. When I first was introduced to them, I was mind blown by the composition, by his voice, the depth of the lyrics. And then I listened to Emergence and I'm like, what the heck? Completely different feeling, just as if they are here creating, being true to their true artistry, and they will not be boxed in. And I love that type of courage. To now here with Caramel coming in with yet again a whole different genre, only to break open that box with explosives and going, no, we're not just this, we're not just that, we're all of the above. To take me on this beautiful ride where, as you could see, I just wanted to dance and feel the rhythm, and the Cuban came out, to then going a hardcore into metal and still having those melodic elements, the scream, the intensity, this multi-layered experience from the vocals and his voice and the heaviness, just so much power. The musical composition is incredible. Oh my gosh. This is the kind of band now I'm starting to notice, or even the kind of music where I want to listen to the whole album. And I don't always feel like that. I often don't feel like that. I might appreciate a song or two, but very rarely do I go, I want to listen to the entire thing. Feels like a story. This feels like a whole masterpiece, the whole dish. I'm getting pieces. I want to hear and see and taste the whole thing. Crazy. Count me out like sovereigns. Payback for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on the landmine. Love the rhyming here, but I love that picture that's being painted again, which fits to even the imagery, right? Roses here, landmine there. It's almost like you don't know what's going to happen. It could go either way. I'm not going to be there tripping on the grapevine. That is an American expression, meaning to hear about something through an informal or unverified source, often gossip or rumor. Oh, yeah. Is this why you guys said this might be a song for either haters, trolls, or some of the fans who are toxic? I'm going to call it what it is. They can sing the words while I cry into the bass line. Oh, wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. Oh, the devil wears Prada. Reference to that movie and that story plot. I swear it's getting harder even just to exhale. Backed up into corners, bitter in the lens. I'm sick of trying to hide it every time they take mine. Oh my gosh. They can sing the words while I cry into the bass line. This does make me think this could be for certain type of fans who know the lyrics, who know how to sing along. But I'm crying into the bass line. They're the ones, Sleep Token are the ones who are creating here. They're the ones crying into the bass line. Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. Sick of trying to hide it every time they take mine. Take my what? The lens? Maybe as if certain people want to take over and make them pay. It's almost like the type of toxic fans, just a micro level. We're going to talk macro level on what that means psychologically as people and in relationships. But I'm picturing fans who want payback for the good times. Basically saying, we made you famous. We put you here. now we want the payback. You're gonna end up, you the band Sleep Token, or you the creator, the artist, you're gonna be caught between the roses and the landmine. We might love what you do, we might hate it. You can't even exhale. You can't be truly yourself. I'm going to back you into the corner, bitter in the lens. The fans or those toxic people or whoever trying to take the lens, maybe trying to take the perspective, trying to take over who they think this band should be. Is this a play on or a reference to the people who, are toxic? They're sticky. It's a powerful picture to use caramel, because caramel is delicious and sweet, but it is also a pain in the teeth. Right? We love it, depend more or less. Some of us more, some of us less. It can be delicious. It can be wonderful. For me, at least, covered over apples, red caramel covered apples. Throw on some chocolate. Ooh, all kinds of good stuff. But it can be a pain in the teeth. And it's something that can go from sweet and sticky and pleasant to a pain. And I think some fans may be that way, where they gave the good times. They were supportive. Sleep Token, I'm sure, is grateful. But now it becomes so sticky and so codependent and so unhealthy that it's no longer pleasant. When you have something sticking to you, but you no longer want it to stick to you, it's not healthy. And on a macro level, that goes for any relationship. This is maybe a song for the toxic people, but I say toxic lightly, okay? I actually don't like that term, because we have gone too overboard, in my opinion, on social media with quick self-diagnoses and diagnoses of others and calling everybody and their mama toxic, when people are people and they're complicated. But I digress. Talking about relationships that are unhealthy, that are either codependent or manipulative, where you have something that was initially good and maybe led to some type of benefit that is now just uncomfortable, right? And in any relationship, there is that dance between loving one another, being there for one another, to the point where now things are sticking around that you don't really want or need. I'm sick of trying to hide it every time that they take mine. So stick to me like caramel. Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. That is also powerful. A lot of ways we can take that. I'm taking it as stick to me like caramel. On one hand, I think a human longing for us to stick together. You want a friend, you want a lover, you want a person, a fan, a band, anything that is part of who you are, your sense of self, and sticks to you. Show me someone that stays, that won't walk away, won't abandon me, that will be loyal and stick by my side, okay? But to then say, walk beside me till you feel nothing as well, now I think is implying an unhealthy element in a relationship, where one person is already not feeling, one person is already starting to not enjoy this, feeling numb, feeling overwhelmed, feeling put in a corner, maybe, bitter in the lens. And now you stick to me, you walk beside me until you feel nothing as well. We both now are numb. And it's this unhealthy idea of two people getting so caught up in whatever this is that neither feels. There's no clarity. It's codependent. It's manipulative. It's unhealthy. They ask me, is it going good in the garden? Beautiful lyrics here, playing with also the imagery we see in those videos. I'm lost, but I beg no pardon. Up on the dice, but low on the cards. Ooh, I like that game imagery here. I try not to talk about how it's harder now. Can I get a mirror side stage? Oh, snap. Every time they try to shout my real name just to get a rise from me. Oh, is this, this one might be for me. Is this a reference to people that try to figure out who they really are? Because isn't that like the thing with Sleep Token? Because they're masked. A big part of their identity, and also a big thing that fans protect heavily, is that they stay masked. And so maybe saying, every time they try to shout my real name, as in who I really am, the person behind the mask, just to get a rise from me. Now here's something interesting. I experienced some interesting fans when I first started listening to Sleep Token, and I was trying to figure out who they are. And I like going into my reactions blind. I don't want to know much, so I'm going to review. And I often look up, where is this band from? Who are these people? Maybe that's about it. But I didn't linger long enough to realize their anonymity is a big thing for their brand. And I didn't realize that. I didn't search long enough. I mean, I was looking up who's this band, where are they from, and who are these people. And then some of the articles that pop up are, there are speculations about who they are. Maybe they're them, maybe they're them. And I mentioned some of that. And the fans were pissed because that is a no-no. And I didn't realize that. And I was trying to justify myself and explain to people I did not know. And of course, the counter argument is, well, you should have researched, you should have known, it should have been clear after just a little bit of research that we're big on not disclosing that. But again, I didn't research long enough. All I saw was, I think it was like an article that was one of the first things that popped up about who they might be and speculations. So I used some of that. Also, I was a little bit younger in my reaction journey, so there's also that part. Anyways, I ended up editing that part out because I really didn't want to make a bunch of people mad. And if they don't want to be known for who they are, I'm going to respect that. I, however, also think there's this other extreme of being so consumed with a band or your idea of wanting to hide yourself that now that can become this unhealthy idolatry. And you find that in religion a lot, where people become ugly on behalf of their religion. And then it's harder for me to respect that, to take it serious, because it's like, nah, y'all missing the point, in my opinion. But I edited it out. It is what it is. And since then, I've had much better responses from fans, just seeing that there's a whole friendly fan base too, because I really like this music. So I'm seeing here this idea of people who are trying to shout the real name of the band, trying to get a rise, doing that to get a reaction, which, side note, was not my intention. Acting like I'm never stressed out by the hearsay. That part is interesting too. I think this shows the humanity of these band members of saying, hey, as if that doesn't ever bother me, meaning it probably does. I guess that's what I get for trying to hide in the limelight. And that is a beautiful double entendre and play on words here, because hiding in the limelight is this paradox. You can't hide if you're smack dab in the limelight, but it also plays on the fact that they're literally masked and they're trying to hide their true identity. There's a whole play here psychologically on that alone. A band who is creating music, who wants to be innovative, who is breaking boxes when it comes to genres, who is doing what they want to do and being just themselves, creating, being musicians, who are grateful for their fans, who are grateful for the support and the good times, but at the same time also trying to shed some light on the hard parts of it. And bands and artists are still people, and they're gonna have their struggles, especially if they're in the limelight, especially if they're trying to hide in the limelight. But it's also okay to say, I don't like this. This does wear on me. You're allowed to feel both. You're allowed to be grateful for things that people have done for you and those who support you. But you can also be frustrated when you feel like people are too manipulative or sticky or codependent or, expecting things of you or trying to box you in. This is powerful, especially that breakdown in the end. Missing my wings in a realm of angels. Angels being who? The fans, painting this picture of worship and of all the beautiful angelic things that music brings, that being famous brings, but also saying missing my wings because now there's a loss of freedom. It's almost like, because when you become famous, you have certain freedoms, money, fame, fans, but for some reason, you lost your wings. Wings implying to me the ability to fly, to soar above things, to be free, to go wherever you want. And the irony is that sometimes, and I think not everybody considers this, sometimes people might go, well, what do you expect, right? You're rich. Why would you complain, right? You're famous. What do you have to complain for? You're truly free. Not realizing freedom doesn't just mean fame and money. Freedom means freedom. It means freedom to move. But if you can't even answer your front door, that's not freedom. Freedom also means being able to express yourself freely. When you're famous, you can't say whatever you want because it's going to be held against you. You might get canceled or scrutinized. You will find yourself losing freedom because you are now boxed in. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't. And I think that too is painful incision, a very hard question to ask ourselves, to say, I thought I grew, I thought I got better, maybe I didn't. And in the same sense, that's a reflection emotionally to say, I thought this was getting better. I thought I was more mature. I was handling this better, maybe less fazed by it. I thought I was getting better in the sense of I thought my music was getting better and I'm trying all these new things and I keep creating and I'm exploring, but there's criticism again, or people are trying to figure out who I am and they don't respect me trying to hide my identity in the spotlight. It still bothers me. And it takes caramel being something sweet and pleasant to something really unhealthy and painful. And I like that there's so many ways that this plays into not only Sleep Token and their fans, but people as a whole. Amazing song, bro. Freaking amazing song. What do you think? What does that mean to you? Is there something that stood out to you that you hadn't thought of before? Talk to me in the comments and I'll see you on the next ride. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next ride. Heyo!